All it takes is one look around the crowd to know that race day is finally here. The atmosphere at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is incredible, and personally I think we're in for a brilliant race. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Formula 4. It is a Monday. We did have a week off last week, but we are here now for round 10 around Canada, and not just any round. We've got the reverse grid round. I don't know if you've all been waiting for it as much as I have, but I am excited to see tonight. So the championship order is reversed, and that sets the grid today. But commentating on this, I will not be alone. As usual, I have my co-commentator, Diggle. Diggle, how are you doing?
Good evening, Bloom, and I'm glad to be back. It was nice. It was a bit of a weird one, having not expecting to have your lovely presence on a Monday evening, but I'm glad to be back. And obviously, what better way to come back as well? Not only are we doing the reverse grid race, but we're doing it around Montreal, Canada, one of my personal favourite tracks for racing. And to see the quicker guys at the back, higher up in the standings, try and navigate their way through, I can't wait to see what's going to happen tonight.
Yes, it sure will be exciting. As Crofty alluded to, obviously we are at Canada with the final corner being the Wall of Champions. So that could cause some safety cars. That could ease the pressure for the guys at the back. But we have seen last race week, Wouter and Pease moving through the pack. And Wouter certainly trying to make ease of a difficult situation. So we'll see how that unfolds with us today. But starting at the front, I've got to say, I've got some anxiety at lights out just for the commentator's curse. Ramsel will be starting this on first place this race. So obviously, I'm going to try look at second place, which should be Tom Taylor. Then we have Sloth in third, Rosberg in fourth, Harris in fifth, Energetics in sixth, Keyser in seventh, Chewy in 8th, Callum in 9th, Bannister in 10th, Xerxes in 11th, Mikey G in 12th, Glock in 13th, Chazza in 14th, Droftas in 15th, DJ in 16th, Pease 17th, and rounding off with Wouter in 18th. Now, we might have some reserves in, so the order might not be strictly that, and we can't see the order just yet, because we can see on the right of the screen. Cars are waiting there, but they're just looking at the strategy for today in the midst of the weather as well.
Just a quick one while we're waiting on the weather. If you go onto the race director, the full grid is there in order for you.
Good point. See, there's a reason why I need you.
I'm not just the good looks, eh?
Yes, so Ramsel, Tom Taylor, Sloth, Ross, Harrin, Energetics, Keezer, Chewy, Callum, Bannister, Xerxes, Mikey G, Glock, Chazza, Droftas, DJ, Pease, and Wouter. So maybe that was right.
No, you got it spot on. I mean, I'm just looking at the team spread out throughout the grid. I know it's a reverse grid, but just looking at the little icons there, the little sea of blue, second, third, fourth, Ross, Sloth, and Taylor.
Yeah, good qualifying session for Sega there, isn't it?
But I'm just thinking, and Chewy as well, we're like, I think that's a very strong position for those guys, and this could be a good night for them.
Yes, and Callum saying, good luck, gents. This only goes one way. I'm hoping he means up.
I mean, to be fair, speaking of Callum, he's right smack bang in the middle of the grid, P9, 18 runners so far this evening. So fingers crossed for you, and have a good one tonight, Callum.
Yes, definitely. We can see a little spread of the tyres there. You can do a one-stop round Canada, but it's not really prime strategy, because you can do 20 laps on the hards and then the remaining 15, 35 laps. I'm going to say remaining 15 on the mediums, or you could do a medium soft run. And we see Keyser there, the only one that currently has a set of softs on.
On top of that as well, you saying regarding the pit strategy, I know the cloud cover. I like going into my little weatherman mode here, but there's a lot of clouds. Not quite overcast just yet, but Canada, the weather can change within a lap or two. So people are lining up for these dry strategies. We don't know what could be halfway through the race. Come the end of the race, 5 laps in, it's anyone's game.
Yeah. But we know that Wouter is 27 points clear of Pease, but that is what will be going on at the back. We can see Ramsel's strategy on the screen there, so it's looking to be hards to mediums is the primary strategy.
Yeah, I think to be fair, if the weather is going to decide to throw any curveballs at them, and well, you see how close those walls are to the track. Safety cars are not a stranger. I know we've had quite a few saying that. Tom Taylor.
Tom Taylor
giving us a bit of a show there.
Just doing a stress analysis on that wall there. So
he was proving my point. That was perfect timing. Thank you. But yeah, luckily there's no damage on the formation lap. But again, these safety cars can happen very quickly, and as we've seen earlier in the season as well, once we get one, it's not normally left alone.
No, we do have a bit of a curse. One safety car, and there's normally 3 more to follow. But we do have to also consider track limits on this track for Canada. It can be a punisher for track limits, so something that you have to keep an eye out for, because finishing this race, you have to make sure you cross the line with enough of a deficit to your drivers behind and in front to counteract penalties.
In addition to that as well, like if you want to kind of cross the 2, it's a short track, but these curbs can be lethal. They're not the smallest, and if you hit them wrong, you can end up backwards very quickly.
Yeah, and as we have seen some of the other drivers suffer this season, you can get additional damage on this game, so you can have side pod damage, which will affect your engine cooling and all sorts of other weird and wonderful damage you can pick up on this game, talking about curbs. And Wouter taking his time coming to the grid, maybe in the hopes that some of the front runners' tyres will have cooled down and he'll be primed, ready to go.
Hey, what I'm loving this immersive grid setting we run in this league, because already you can see the chiropractor there angled across at Tom. He's not going to want to give this up too quickly, but I'll pass this over to yourself, Bloom, to see the lights out.
Yes, I'm on board with Tom. Just to make that extremely clear, because we have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Boogity, 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 let's go racing, and Ramsel does get a really good start. Tom Taylor is lagging behind ever so slightly. Ramsel looking like he's going to be first into turn 1, but no, Tom's around the outside, and Callum has already retired from this race.
Get contact further back. I saw a load of debris. We've got cars off on turn 2 as well. Someone's off in the grass there. But yeah, that's Ross, who's gone off. That is not the start the Sega driver would have wanted. He's going to need a new front wing for that car as well. Callum's on pit exit as well.
Yeah, well, Callum, I think his car just kind of spawned because he crashed on the start-finish straight. But we do have the safety car out already.
Tell you what, it looked very good for a split second for Harron going into 1. He jumped all the way up to 3rd at one point, and it looked like he... Is that reserve car missing off an end plate, or am I just not catching it on the camera?
He is missing an end plate, but I've got to say, is that Glock up 7 positions already? Pease up 8 positions. Unbelievable. What did you catch then?
It was the fact that Glock was in 6th. I completely missed that. Pease 9th.
I know. It's just sheer pandemonium, and unfortunately, BFD Ross Biggie being the... Whoa! Ross, you wanker. That was completely uncalled for. Get the fuck out.
I didn't go. All I saw was a car in the wall, and I saw DJ off on the runoff. So
well, that I think
I
will
could
be
put
an
2 and 2
instant
together
dismissal.
there from the
Instant dismissal. Twat.
I can put 2 and 2 together there on that one. I think. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
so,
to be fair, turning it into more of an interesting note on that corner. In real life F1, we see a lot of overtaking happen there, and hitting your braking mark is very important.
Yeah.
But Wouter's in.
And that's not... Oh, Wouter was in. Well, to be fair,
yeah,
he's at the back, and he's done a pit. So
fresh set of mediums.
Yeah. He started at the back, so he hasn't gained anything, and he hasn't lost anything from pitting early. In fact, he's two places up, so...
I mean, fair enough.
But yeah, I'm just going to quickly jump into the comments. Jess, hey, sorry I'm late. Well, you should tell Chris, because that's quite concerning. But yes, Callum, wow. And Jess going, oh my. Callum, well, he won't like the reporting. No. I don't think DJ likes the rear shunt either.
He didn't like his brake pedal either, but either way. Do you know what? A week off and we come back to 2 weeks in a row, and we come back to race after having a gap week, and this is what we get in the first lap.
Yeah, but Ramsell did lose that position early on, but he's still holding second place. A couple laps into this race now under safety car, but Tom taking the top step. Sloth in third, Energetics fourth, Harin fifth in neutral position, and like I say, Glock up 7 places into sixth, Keyser in seventh. Xerxes up 3 into 8th, Pease up 8 into 9th, and obviously this is what we're going to want to pay attention to, because Pease is now several positions in front of Wouter. Mikey Chi.
Well, I think that's probably why Wouter went for the pit stop as well. Sorry to jump in there. Pease actually was a very similar. Wouter was only, I think, about 14th.
Yes. We've got a little bit of movement further down. Droftas playing the team game very well. He's made sure he's gone well off track and let Wouter through, because he knows that Wouter's going to be wanting to romp up this field. But we did see a heavy collision between Bannister and Chewy, but that's what the reporting was, and he got a 5-second penalty for it.
I mean, to be fair with this game, I mean, I think we've both been victims to this before. We've seen many drivers fall foul of this. The game can be very extreme on the slightest nudges under the safety car. So I can imagine that'll be reported to the stewards to see if he can get that removed.
Yeah. So Jess has just said we should have a poll. Well, she didn't say a poll. She said we should have a vote for how many safety cars. So let's start a poll, shall we? How many safety cars?
And while you're looking into that, the one thing I'm intrigued to know, and I missed it because I was jumping back through the field, did Ramsell hold the lead into turn 1?
I'm not sure where it switched. Tom did jump in front on the corner, turn 1, but he was on the outside line. So did Ramsell hold him off? I don't know.
Oh, Keys is in as well to the pits, but I was only asking because we've seen the last several races now, we've been seeing a trend where whoever starts pole doesn't lead out of 1.
Ooh.
So I was just on the off chance that maybe, Ramsell himself had actually broken that.
Oh, and Bannister, very clever. He's serving his 5-second penalty in the pits right now and changing for a fresh set of rubber. So that neutralises his penalty, although it does drop him to the back. And Wouter now... Only Wouter can gain 4 places on a safety car.
I was just about to say, well, that just bumps Wouter up to 13th, so... Ooh.
But Pillard in the comments, pandemonium. Oh yes, it sure is. First week back, first reverse grid wildcard, and we have had pandemonium here. And obviously Jess saying, I think we need a weekly safety car prediction. Have we got any votes on that as of yet? Let's have a quick look. See, yes, 1 vote, and nobody's going to like that. 4 safety cars. And
well, that does tend to be the trend for Formula 4. So it's kind of the writings in the stars there. And I have a feeling the safety car will be in this lap. Bannister's going to be at the back of the pack. Oh, there we go. We're going to be back on the green flag racing, and it's only taken us, 4 laps to hopefully get a 4 lap of racing in.
Yes. Callum, too many safety cars to count.
Everyone else can count along with us at home. There we go.
Now, is Tom going to keep the lead past turn 1, as you say, or is Ramsell going to try to reclaim that? Is Glock going to gain more positions? Is Pease going to gain more? Because Pease has gained yet another. He's now up to 8.
He's already gone. Tom's already gone through the chicane. Sorry to jump in there. He floored it. He was not hanging around. He wanted to drop Ramsell as soon as possible. However, Sloth has stuck with him. And that has actually, those front 3, 4 even, kind of got the jump, really. I don't think anyone was expecting him to go so soon.
Nice and clean this restart. Chewy dropping position. Wouter up 2. Wouter's gained 2 positions there in 1 corner by the looks on it. Now he's only 2 positions behind his main rival Pease.
Looking at the front there, it looks like Tom's made a good use of this opening half a lap. Already gap up to 1.5 seconds. Sloth closing in on Ramsell as they come down to the hairpin. Just under 5 tenths separating them. So that'll be to put Sega 1 and 2 in the race.
Ooh.
Mikey G, and we got Peas. Peas has gone down 2 positions, so
He has.
maybe he's run a little bit wide there, but what it's done is let his teammate through, Mikey G, and Chazza. So, and now, who's on his gearbox? Wooter. So just like that, we've got our 2 championship rivals now, our leading duo, fighting over 10th place.
Yes, Energetics making his way past. Oh, what's happened to Sloth? Sloth dropped like 3 positions there.
Possible dodgy exit out of the chicane, and doing that right in front, we've got Harron and Glock. Glock up the inside of 2. Glock now up to 4th place. Already.
Harron really loose off that overtake from Glock, really put him off, so that's also let Sloth through.
And he's kind of unsettled his rhythm there, because already Xerxes is right on the back of the reserve car.
Now, we have to appreciate as well, we have got a reverse grid, so naturally the faster guys will be chasing the...
someone's all loose. Sorry to jump in there. That was Mikey G. Rear end there, really stepping out.
Yeah, thankfully Chazza wasn't able to make any advance on that mistake. And Mikey G is able to maintain that position, but Chazza is now really under pressure from Peas behind.
Already Glock as well, up at the front, 5 tenths off the back of Energetics, 3rd place. So I can imagine Glock's going to be licking his lips at this one this evening. Sloth sticking with him, and as well, Harron as well. But I can imagine as soon as we get the DRS activated, which should be this time, there you go, this time round, everything's going to start heating up.
Sorry, I could not move away from Peas there, right on the gearbox of the Repsol of Chazza.
That's fine. You saw Harron and Xerxes as well, side by side into one. Xerxes managing to defend his line and hold on for the time. Oh no, beg your pardon, pass Harron. I'll get it right, done him dirty there. Xerxes up into P6, and now will be setting his sights on the little train in front of him of Energetics, Glock and Sloth. Oh, and we've got Sloth round. Sloth's lost it on the exit of the 3rd chicane, even in the middle sector. Luckily there's ghosting, otherwise his teammate would have gone completely through the rear of his car.
Wow, through the rear. Someone else tried that earlier, but let's not go into that. But Glock now looking round the outside of Energetics as we come round the hairpin. The very long way round, manages to stay out of the wall, and he's now in front. Now, just to add insult to injury, he did get DRS from that overtake as well.
And just for the record, me going, wasn't from teammates doing each other in the rear. It was more of a Glock making the move on Energetics, to clarify, before anything gets misconstrued.
And Peas making his way past Mikey G. Very critical movement there.
And already, to be fair, he's going to have a bit of a fun time here trying to get past Chazza and Harron, who are already side by side into one. Chazza having a look at the inside. Harron does hold the line. He's going to force Chazza wide. That's going to open the door for Peas. Peas might get the run into 3. No. Just gets the drive. Chazza does hold position for now. Further back, we've seen Droftas and DJ change position. And meanwhile, Wooter's just kind of stuck in the middle of this train. I was imagining he would probably want to clear Mikey G sooner rather than later.
He is, but when he's been at this position at the back before, moving through the field, he's been not with his fast counterparts. But Wooter now...
maybe he's just heard me.
Yeah. Oh, did you want me to overtake him? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'll do that now. I did also think as well that he has already made his pit stop as well, so he's going to want to get these tyres to the end. Well, maybe not, actually, he could go for a set of softs, but I didn't know if he may be looking after these tyres a bit, not racing so hard. We have a yellow out.
Slough. We have another safety car
for the night.
First
Tell you
time...
what, I did see in the chat earlier, Jess did put in the chat, going to say 3. Well, we're 8 laps in and we've had 2 already.
Well,
so,
I was going to jump in before that safety car come out, and to say that Ramsel is still in 2nd place. Shh.
Why'd you say that?
Because I just don't want to curse him. But Tom is also still up in 1st place, and Glock up 10 positions up into a potential podium position now. Xerxes in 4th place, doing an outstanding job for Duracell, and we got to say as well, because still no assists for Xerxes and some of the other guys out there, so grand job to be holding up there in 4th place. Up 7, Chazza up 9, Peas up 11, Wooter up 11. But, you know, that's maybe is that unfair because we have had a reverse grid, so them guys will naturally be moving through the field.
I'm more keeping an eye on the team game right now. So far, the 2 Duracell drivers that we have left in the race are now running 3rd and 4th, where at the beginning it was looking like Sega could have had a strong finish here this evening, and unfortunately that's kind of unplugged. But
well, yeah, one of them completely spat the dummy out, and the other one has crashed. So with only 2 cars left in, we now have almost a Sega sandwich.
you know that exists somewhere, and I never want to see it.
It's just like Sonic and Streets of Rage and, I don't know, Golden Axe. I'm trying to think of Sega classics there, but, you know. Shout out if I've missed some bearingly obvious ones. But in the chat, we've got... What have we got? We've got... Jess, I'm going to say 3. You said that. You can use your toes to count as well, Callum. 21. Callum, not going to lie, after them being taken out in the pointless start, I don't have any. Ooh. Shots fired. And Hammer Ham. Let's go! First time chat. Welcome, Hammer Ham. Welcome to Formula 4. We hope you're enjoying the stream. We like to look at the back of the Aston Martin on some of these races. Last race week, we thankfully didn't have any, but this week we've had 2. We're not even halfway through.
I mean, to be fair, it's not a bad back end to look at, is it really, the Aston?
Giggity.
Could be worse.
Callum, bang, bang. Bang, bang, you shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful. Just jump in at any time to save me. Bang, bang.
I mean, I was just going to kind of segue in regards to this is our weekly karaoke by Bloom.
It is. But we have safety car in this lap, so we'll have to put my karaoke hat down and pick up my commentary mic. Drop your socks and pick up your let's go! So we've got Tom Taylor, Ramble, Glock, Xerxes, Chazza all going to be fighting this out, all very closely followed behind by Peas, Wooter, Mikey G, Droftas. But is Tom going to pull the trigger early like he did on the last restart? Let's see. Is Ramsel going to be caught napping this time? Let's see. And hurry up, because let's go.
The one that I'm going to be looking at here is going to be Glock. I'm just going to stick with because I can't imagine he's going to want to let them go. And Harron's already...
No!
Tom Taylor, he's out. He lost it on the chicane. Oh, no.
No. At least that's not a safety car, but commiserations to the Sega team. Oh, my days. But yes, we are still under green racing. We are still going. We are still a go, go, go. Now we have 2 Duracells up in the podium positions, but Chazza, Peas and Wooten wanting to make a change to that if they can.
I don't know if you're watching on board here in regards to the likes of Glock, but he is all over the back of Ramsel already. And I can imagine he was quite relieved to see one of the cars he'd have had to negate around unfortunately put himself into the pit wall.
Yes, a very unfortunate and the bad day at the office for Sega. I don't want to say it again, to be fair. I've said it too many times. Sorry, Sega.
Glock nearly going through the back of Ramsel there down at the hairpin. Very late on the brakes. Xerxes just managing to avoid his teammate as well as he hit the apex. But I can imagine it's just going to be not if, but when we see Glock make the move and try to break away from the rest of the pack tonight.
Yeah. Peas was awfully close to the back of Chazza at that point. No DRS activated just yet. And we've got some penalties popping in now. Harrin and Kieser.
The curb on the exit of that chicane could be deadly, unfortunately, as we saw, but it can punish you hard just for trying to carry as much speed as possible through those final 2 corners.
Now, I've got to point something out. Wooter did pit early, didn't he? And he put the mediums on.
Yes.
Peas is still on the hards and in front of Wooter.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to point that.
Okay. I was waiting for the next point. If Wooter can stretch those tyres out and make a good chunk, because I believe Wooter was on the hards. If he's got 2 set of mediums, he could go half and half, or if he could stretch them so far, maybe go for the softs, but I think it might be a bit much to try. We've got movement there between DJ and Droft down into the hairpin. But Glock again nearly pushing the YouTube car in front of him round the hairpin. Battery deployed. I can imagine he's going to make the move down into the chicane. He's gone right, he's committed, and he is just going to breeze past now, unfortunately, up into the lead for Ramsell. But this has been a great drive for the YouTube driver so far. Still currently sitting in P2. Further behind, we've got Chazza and Xerxes, who have swapped position now. And in Grant saying that, Pease is now making the move up into 4th. He's just gone up the inside of Xerxes into 1. And I think Wouter is going to try and follow him around the outside. Wouter around the outside of 2. Is Xerxes going to lead? There's a bit of room. They're still wheel to wheel as they go around into 3. And Wouter's done it on the drive.
Yeah, great view. Looking back at the Baskin Robin there, through the engine haze, you could see all the action going on.
Tell you what, again, if you get out of rhythm on this track in certain areas, it can really throw you off. And unfortunately, Xerxes has kind of been hit by that. Chazza, Pease, and Wouter there, all 3 of them getting by. But we've seen Xerxes. He's a reliable driver. He can crack on, head down. I can imagine he's not going to want to let them guys go without a fight.
No, but as you say, you've got to have your rhythm here. And even Glock had to go offline to make the move on Ramsell, and he hasn't cleared over a second yet. So Ramsell's still holding on to the back of Glock. And you're flat out.
Importantly, has DRS.
Yes, and you're flat out for 60% of this circuit. So, like you say, if you're off your rhythm, that's going to affect a large amount of your lap.
Right now, well, Glock's going to probably actually not mind. Oof.
Sorry.
Was that Chazza?
Chazza just dropped the ball, and I think that put Pease off because Wouter now romped in front of him.
Luckily, I look back. All I was going to mention was in regards to Glock, he's probably not going to mind Ramsell being within that 1 second, because what that's going to do is it's going to keep Ramsell second and, well, for longer, and kind of help him stay in the way of these other cars. Obviously, Ramsell's teammate, currently, like I say, Wouter, now up into 4th. Can't imagine it's going to be much of a challenge there, but can he clear Chazza before Chazza gets to Ramsell?
No, well, 14 laps in, and Ramsell still second. I've just got to put the positivity out there whilst I can. And he's managed to hold off Chazza there with DRS, to be fair to him.
That's what I mean. Where he got the DRS off of Glock as well last lap, it was just making it his job easy. If I can imagine, just like that, it has meant that, well, and Wouter's through as well, so now it's going to leave Pease looking at the gearbox of that YouTube car. He's going to want to try and follow through Wouter as quickly as possible. Can't imagine it's going to be too much of a hassle with the DRS open, but still. Now, Ramsell's going to have a bit of a breather. It's probably going to be nice for him. And we're going to now put the likes of Chazza, Wouter and Pease try and hunt down Glock.
Yeah, you've got to pick your battles, haven't you? And I think Ramsell was staying out of the way for his teammate.
Wouter past Chazza under brakes into 1. Wouter now up to 2nd place.
Yeah. We're now nearly back now to normal proceedings. Glock, Wouter, Chazza, Pease all at the top.
And with 1.5 seconds to Glock as well, Wouter, Chazza and Pease, I can't imagine that. Are they going to want to fight too hard for this? Are they going to, use the DRS, pull each other along, really Glock, and then we can have, 4 different teams fight for the lead?
Yeah, we got somebody else commenting on the stream. Evening, I'm not going to say your name. You know who you are.
Wow.
Who can even get a YouTube user with that name? But anyway, whatever. Let's go. Pease chasing Chazza.
Blue, that's actually my second account.
Second?
No, that's actually my second account.
Whee!
Sorry.
So, race control, Harrin, 3-second penalty. He's already had a 3-second penalty before now, so another one going his way. Oh, it's all kind of panned out a little bit now, isn't it? It's just kind of a few people within a second of each other. DJ and Droftas. I'm loving the battle between DJ and Droftas recently. Them two just constantly swapping places, and massive racing respect shown by them and others, not to name Ross because he's a twat.
Kitty's got claws, right?
I know. Well, normally I'll keep it PG, but it's just there's no place for that in our racing league. As Energetics now gets a 3-second penalty also.
I was just actually thinking, you've got Wouter now, who's just over a second off the back of Glock. Now, we did have a bit of a spicy finale in Brazil last time out with these two. And that was for the lead, and Glock's in. Okay, well, that kind of eliminates that factor then for the bit.
Glock was on the medium tyres. Is he going? Yes, he's going for the hards. So could be a one-stop from Glock. He's gone 17 laps on the mediums and more than enough grip on them tyres, the hards, to last to the end, but he won't be very fast come the final lap. So we'll see how that develops through the race. And Pease with a 3-second penalty. Not going to want that come the end of the checkered flag.
Just a crack of the chat there. Not many will repeat back the name, especially while racing. Throws you right off. Or they're just copy.
Right, Mikey G got loose there and it ended up letting DJ and Droftas through, and he did just catch the wall there as well. I'm wondering if that's caused him any damage, because now Energetics having a look as well. Not a good day for Mikey G this lap, but he is trying to keep the inside line as we come to the hairpin late on the brakes, and does manage to keep that position. Energetics was unsuccessful to take it off him, but that's left Harin right next to Energetics as well.
And then while that's going on as well, we are seeing Xerxes make the move up into fourth, passing Rams with the DRS open. Very close. They come through the chicane around him, pushing the Duracell car through the chicane there, keeping it straight, but he's managing to stick with him, and he's not been caught by DJ just yet.
Yeah, outstanding drive.
Energetics, Mikey B, Aaron and Keezer all together on track. And they're still side by side into 3. Is Energetics going to hold the inside? No, later on the brakes, Mikey G sticks it and keeps 7th for now.
Unbelievable racing there. How close they were without contact is phenomenal. It's like these guys are in each other's minds. Harin with a small error there, which has put him offline and put him behind Energetics now, 7/10. I
mean, what fascinates me is the fact that Mikey G has not made a pit stop yet. He's on 17 lap hold hards compared to Energetics, who's on 9 lap hold hards. So the fact that he was able to get later on the brakes, throw the car around the outside, and still make the apex of the corner is very impressive defense drive so far.
Right, I'm going to jump up to P's because that clock is ticking down. That delta is closing very rapidly as he gets very close to the gearbox of the Repsol car. Just shaving the wall of champions there. I think there was a little bit of contact. DRS open, chasing Chazza down, and not able to make the move. But able to make... Go on.
We've only got 7 left that haven't picked up a penalty yet, unfortunately. So this track is proving tricky. And saying that, unfortunately, Rap a bit of a drift through 2, but he did manage to keep the car facing the right way. So very well.
Harin making a meal of it, and Keezer and Energetics able to be in front of him now.
Who's that in the... Xerxes, he's gone into the wall by the looks of it. Oh, he went wide. He just dropped. Rams was back up into 4th, and he's lost out for DJ as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. It does look like he does have his end plate, so I don't know if there was any contact with the wall, but definitely a little error there from Xerxes, but managed to maintain top 6 for now.
Yeah, well, like you say, it just shows how difficult running no assists can be, no matter the track. Just he's a Chazza battle, because... Oh, never mind, I've just stopped talking about that. He's in the pits, so...
Your mic's a little bit intermittent there, Diggle.
Oh, okay.
But Keezer looking to make a move on Energetics. He's up. He's got the inside line for turn 1. Energetics still hanging in there. Now the inside line for turn 2 goes to Energetics. Able to keep the position because Keezer's rear end just kind of lost a little bit of traction. Harin now up on the inside. Is he going to be able to take that position? And he does. Keezer really loose and in trouble there, struggling with traction, I'm going to have to say, and just to add pain to the situation, he does get a time penalty. Keezer having stopped twice already, and in the top 6 is only Wouter who has stopped, but Wouter now on the top step. Right, DJ chasing down Ramsel. We did see... oh, we got a yellow flag. Who is that? We've got... Oh, Keezer. Keezer. I'm going to come off Keezer because I think I'm adding to his pain. But we do have quite a few people into the pits now at this top 6 that hadn't pitted before now. 19 laps on some of the hards there, 20 laps on the hards. Having pitted now, and Keezer.
Importantly,
again.
Wouter did pit. Hopefully my microphone has sorted itself. Wouter has come out the pits, and he is ahead of Glock.
Yes, you sound absolutely beautiful, Diggle.
Perfect, thank you. I'm glad I managed to get the mic working just then. That was a panic and a half, seeing them all go in the pits, and I couldn't say anything. Right, but I was just about to say, I wanted to know where Wouter came out compared to Glock, because Pease was only a second and a half off the back of Glock. The overcut has worked out very strong here, but what Wouter's going to want now is to get past Chewy, because he's not going to want Glock to be all over the back of him too soon. Yeah,
inside line, coming under the bridge. Yeah, Wouter able to take that position, now chasing down the top 5. Bannister next on the hit list. But Glock not taking it lightly either, now sending it up the inside of Chewy into the hairpin. And Pease also behind Chewy looking to take the place. Chewy losing 3 positions in about 2 corners there.
Like you said earlier, you've got to pick your fights. He's on 12 lap old mediums compared to these guys that have just come out on fresh rubber or slightly worn rubber. Mikey G is now in for his first stop of the night as well, so 20 laps he's done on those tyres so far.
Yeah.
So I can imagine they're not going to feel too good, but we're going to see Wouter and Bannister into one. Wouter looks up the inside line, there's nearly a bit of contact there. Fresh mediums versus worn hards. I can't imagine it's going to be too much of a struggle for Wouter, and he does round the outside with the grip and up back into 4th.
Round the outside, round the outside. We're back on karaoke hour. I do apologise, but yes, Pease now right on the gearbox of Glock. Oh, and I tell you what, even before he's come out of the corner there, he was looking to make that move before he's even full pedal to the metal. Jesus Christ, Sue's tied my tongue.
And what's happened here, though, is in doing so, that's allowed Chazza now to have a look at Glock into the hairpin. Chazza again goes for it. Glock's gone a little bit deep. Chazza's pulled the switch back.
Wow.
Then they're side by side on exit. I can imagine Glock will get the drive. But we're going to have these cars now nose to tail, and they're all going to get the DRS off each other. So whoever is out the front, which is going to be Pease, is going to look like he might have to just keep an eye on the likes of the cars behind him. Bannister, Glock, and Chazza all stay line astern.
So much movement going on then. I've seen Wouter making his way past Harin, and he's now made his way past Energetics as well. And what an awful camera view that was, to try and orchestrate what was going on. But Glock losing out.
The Energetics one was a teammate one.
Ooh, and there's just so much movement. These 2 Repsol cars in front of Glock. Really holding Glock up now, because Glock was behind Pease. I'm not really sure what happened.
Bit of side to side there, and that has sent Bannister round.
Yeah.
Luckily, it looked like he kept it out the wall.
That is a difficult corner to keep traction on, depending on your assists. And so, yeah, going round side by side with somebody else, it can easily force the error. But forcing an error nowhere near Pease going round the outside of Energetics. Sorry.
That's literally what I was just about to jump on. The move with Energetics early when he let Wouter through. Can imagine the game plan was just to see how much Energetics could do to try and disrupt Pease on his chargeback, but unfortunately, it looks like it's to no avail, as Pease has, like you say, cleared him around the outside up in the 3rd. We've got 2.5 seconds between the leader and Wouter, and now we've now got 2 second gaps between Wouter and Pease.
Yes. So spreading out, DJ doing a fantastic job. 23 laps on them hard tyres, out in front. Now I'm going to touch wood, because hopefully no safety car will come, but if a safety car was to come, that would be a relief for DJ.
I mean, speaking of relief, Chaz is looking to relieve Harin, of 5th place. Very close over the back of the reserve car, and he looks like he's had the better drive. He's going to have the DRS as well on the reserve driver, who equally does as well off the back of Energetics, but they're side by side, just coming out of the middle sector, and Chazza does move up into 5th place, but in doing so, that has now allowed Glock to have a look at Harin. So again, you come offline, fall out of rhythm, And it just seems like people are just dropping like lead weights, unfortunately. It's really throwing them off. And Glock, again, round the outside on the hairpin, up into 6th place.
Yeah, the outside line on that hairpin is incredibly stronger than what Racing respect Harrin on the inside and not pushing out to the wall, allowing his fellow driver Glock the racing space. And just as we say that, Glock picks up a 3-second penalty.
Going to see Chazza having a look at Energetics into one. There's a slight bit of contact, and Chaz does look like front right to rear left. Unsettled Chazza, Energetics car, beg your pardon there, but they're also again still facing the right way, so they're getting a little bit closer now as we're getting on to the latter part of this race. But again, there's nothing too outrageous. Everyone's all still in one piece that's remaining. Touch wood.
Yes, and I think we've got to start thinking about driver of the day. Now, I have got someone in mind, but I daren't say the name. The name that we shall not speak. In fact, last week, there was a GIF put in the chat which tagged the commentators, which was Will Smith saying, "Keep my name out your mouth," or words to that effect.
You know, you don't even have to name names. I was actually thinking the exact same driver, so
yes.
We'll see where it goes for the next couple laps. But Wouter does now take the lead of the race and relinquishes it from DJ, who stays out again for another lap.
Yes.
When is this man going to pit?
Maybe for some softs near the end, hopefully, to give him some romping pace. And Droftas now picking up a penalty as well. So, as you said, 5 drivers not looking at penalties at the moment.
Some of these penalties, though, are going to play pinnacle, and they're 4 now. These penalties are going to be pinnacle. We've got several drivers on 3 seconds, but we have some with 6 seconds of penalties. That including the likes of Pease and Harrin and Ramsel. Really didn't want to say his name. Really didn't. But yeah, so for the likes of Pease at the moment, he may be currently sitting 3rd, but he's got to clear more time to Chazza if he wants to keep that 3rd place.
Ooh, jumping on to Pease, because Pease has now also caught DJ. DJ on them chewing gum tyres. 25 laps on those. Not much match for the 6-lap-old mediums on the Baskin-Robbins of Pease, but doing a grand job of maintaining position whilst he can.
And the gap between the leading 2 now, again, still sticks at that 2-second mark.
So where is the action? We have DJ chasing Pease, but Pease having just taken that position. It's not likely.
Energetics Harrin.
Yes. And we've seen a few positions swapped by these drivers earlier in this race. So this reverse grid has really reversed the grid almost. So it's mixed it up massively, and I am enjoying this, albeit there's just too many battles going on all at the same time. And we have Bannister in for some softs. But
it'd be interesting to see if those softs can make it to the end, to be honest, in just with how many laps are left. Be very interesting.
Oh, and Keezer, I'm on board with him, and he's got a penalty. Last time I was on board with him, he got a penalty. I'm just not going to go on board with Keezer, I think. But he is looking to take a position from the Sega driver Chewy. DRS assistance down this back straight will give him.
Jay's in as well.
Oh, that was tight.
But DJ is in, and is it going to be for fresher softs? It is. So that is going to be one very quick Rapsel in the last couple of laps of this race.
Where is it going
but has he possibly left it too late? He's come down. He's come out in 11th, and he's going to. Well, he's got a couple positions in front of him to gain, but there's a bit of open track before he starts catching some other cars to try and reclaw back some of these positions. So DJ's going to have to, you know, head down, crack on with it now, and well, see if he can do what we've seen him do before.
God, I wish I could say that. Head down, crack on. But But Kiza still chasing down Chewy. Wasn't able to get him on the start-finish rate with DRS assistance. DRS assistance on this back straight now as well, because, like we say, 60% of this track, you are flat out. And quite a lot of the track on the straights is covered by DRS zones. So not only are you flat out full throttle, but you also have DRS and possibly ERS assistance also. But Chewy still holding on to that 12th place position in front of Kiza.
Just jumped on board with the man who shall not be named, currently battling for P9 with Mikey G, and he's closing the DRS as well, was just helping this drive. He's really pulling it together. He's on the attack. It's just, I don't think the straight is going to be long enough for him to have a go into one. It's not. It's going to have to wait probably till next time round to have a go at Mikey G and try and reclaim 9th place.
Yeah, but we still have several laps left of this race, and as we know, in true Formula 4 fashion, anything can happen.
So much so that the gap at the front went from 2 seconds to 1.2, and I've completely missed that. So Pease is really getting a move on now. Again, there is a difference in the penalties between these two drivers of 3 seconds, and that is in Wouter's favour. So if he can pass Wouter and clear him by 3 seconds, then it will be game on. But the pace that Pease has showed over the last several laps is probably because I've just realised he's got, neither driver have got any battery. That's something you don't see very often. Wow, I had to double check then. I thought my game broke.
It is something that we see often in the fact of what battery Wouter has. Pease normally has the same amount.
But for both drivers to have 0?
Yeah. Odd. Both on a push lap. I think they've got the same engineer.
Absurd. Yeah. Is it Rel?
Yeah, possibly. It's the new Jeff. Oh, I tell you what, Kiza was getting incredibly close to the back of Chewy there, almost like it was a no ball situation. Who's going to back out first? Is Chewy going to break, or is Kiza going to break?
To be fair, someone else who's looking to make a move with a couple of laps to go now is Xerxes, trying to get back up into 7th.
Oh,
We've had a Duracell go round. Is that Glock?
It is.
And there's a bit of end plate, it looks like, on the floor. He's lost his front left end plate. That is not what he's going to be wanting now, this late in.
No, that's really unfortunate. Glock did have a big run of bad luck. Did have an okay race last week, but yeah, he's letting people buy the damage. I think it's just too much.
So unfortunate. It's such a strong finish as well last time out at Brazil. And we've had a bit of contact there with DJ and Xerxes. In doing so, that's cost DJ a position to Mikey G.
And Bannister's retired, and we got a safety car. Oh my god! Pandemonium! Absolute sheer pandemonium!
I can't say this. I can say this because I'm gonna, but the timing on that for Glock has just saved him.
Yeah.
Kiza with a drive-through penalty as well for speeding under the safety car. Is all happening.
Kiza had 20 seconds of penalties as well, so you know there's been some mistakes made there by Kiza, unfortunately. But as we said early on in the stream, this race is one for penalties. It's also one for the reverse grid as well. You know, people are in situations they're not normally in. But that is really strong for Chazza. I think he was probably just about to say that.
Well, I was actually going to touch on the fact that we've got all these soft runners now. DJ may be a little bit gutted by that, where he's already 3 laps in on his set. But it's going to be interesting to see how these guys, if I can imagine we're going to see Chazza Pease, Mikey G all dive into the pits for a fresh set of softs to cover everyone off. They go, Wouter is in, Pease is in. Wouter with a drive-through for speeding under the safety car.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god! I can't say anything else other than wow. Oh my god!
Yeah, I had to hold that back. Looking at the chat as well, Callum, is that number 3 or 4? I'm going to be honest, I've even actually lost count.
Number 3.
I think that's
quite confident it's number 3.
That's what I was thinking, but then also I want to make sure that I can at least count to 4.
Wouter.
Mikey G does stay out. He has not pit for softs.
Well, but you know we're going to have two racing laps.
Yeah, so he's going to trust on the fact of having track position. There'll be no DRS for this as well.
Well, he's also
Wouter
got no penalties. Like right now, Chazza is net winning this race.
I didn't even think of that. So at the moment, Chazza, Mikey G, and Xerxes, the only 3 drivers without any, can hold it together. It's going to make some. They're going to gain massively at the end of this.
Yeah, massive. And Wouter is gonna. I'd hate to be inside that helmet right now, because he will be absolutely livid with himself. The fact that he has started last, currently first, and although he had a 3-second penalty to contend with, is just completely ruined it for himself, unfortunately, and he will be last, if not 1 or 2 positions through other driver errors.
And just thinking of the teams that I've spoken about this evening as well, one team that I haven't said in regards to having a strong showing is, well, the only 2 Baskin-Robbins drivers we've got in this evening, with the penalties and the way they're sat, are currently looking at a double podium.
Yeah, Baskin-Robbins haven't had the best day in terms of constructors because they've had driver issues, and Ayla not being able to be here because he has to have everyone in third off because of work. So for, as you say, a race where one of the drivers is absent, they don't have a 4th driver currently at the minute, I don't think. So yeah, strong turnout for the 2 drivers that they have on track, and that Mikey G could yet to finish in front of Pease with penalties.
I was going to say, do you know what? If Mikey G was on a fresh set of softs as well, then that'd have been interesting. I really hope this pays off for him now. We're going to have, I can imagine the safety car being this lap. We'll have 2 laps of racing, so yeah, no DRS. How quickly can he get those mediums back up to temperature? Because DJ, those softs are not going to be feeling as good as everyone else is around him. And though it's only 5 laps, but these softs go off very quick. So the likes, you're going to have Droftas, Harin, like, they're going to be hungry to get back into this. Even the likes of Glock down in 10th, I wouldn't even count him out after the start we saw him have at the beginning of the race. Like, he can make those moves quick and easy. Like, I don't really know which way this is going to go, and there's only 3 laps to go.
Well, it'll be 2 by the time they cross the line. We'll have lap 34 and lap 35 to finish here. And like you say, there's a quite good point. Mikey G with no penalties, 11 lap-old mediums, but DJ on 5 lap-old softs behind him could be a little bit of a safety blanket, because he's going to be holding up a couple of the guys with slightly fresher rubber behind as well.
And it'll be interesting to see, on top of that, how quickly Wouter pulls the trigger on starting them under racing, because if he's going to leave it as late as possible, it's going to keep them all bunched up into, well, probably for the following lap, where it's not going to give them time to spread out as much. And well, is he going to go on the exit? He has done. He's gone on the exit of the chicane. Not much of a jump there. But
he's going to have to be back in after this lap to serve his drive-through, unfortunately.
I didn't know if he was just going to try and hold them up, maybe try and help out whoever he can. He's got 3 other teammates still in the race, YouTube running strong, all 4 drivers still on the track again, touch wood.
Yeah, but all 4 drivers do have penalties, so that's something that they need to contend with as the race goes on.
Speaking of one of those drivers, Droftas is already looking to make the move on DJ to try and get up to 5th, because again he'll see the yellow wheels, see the yellow sidewalls, on Mikey G, and want to make that move.
Glock
Clearly I've missed something there.
Making his way through already up into 9th place. Rather brash with the YouTube drivers, but we'll see that again at a later date, I believe. Energetics, another 3-second penalty, but as you say, Droftas making his way through also.
Yeah, he's all over the back of DJ, and to be fair, Mikey G has not really managed to break away from these soft runners. He survived the first lap of 2. He's still got a lot of battery. It's just depending, is the car set up for the straights?
That is all he's got to do, though. He's just got to survive this next lap. And even if he loses a position or 2 on penalties, he could still take the positions come the checkered flag.
Wouter stayed out and taken the fastest lap, so I believe that, unfortunately, the game will disqualify him.
What if he pits on the very final lap? Will that count?
It is the final lap. It won't count, surely.
Yeah, but surely it would have disqualified him already. Anyway, let's carry on. The Droftas not able to make his way past DJ as of yet. DJ still not able to make it past Mikey G. Chazza still within the time penalties of the drivers in front. So Chazza is right now due to take the race lead. Mikey G doing a fantastic job holding up the rest of the team.
Do you know what? Mikey G is on the brink. He's got a couple of tenths in hand, but he could still get second place if he can hold the rest of this lap together. And just behind, Droftas has made the move on DJ into the hairpin. Final lap, 2 corners to go. We are going to see these guys go side by side. No, Droftas makes it. He's stuck around the outside. Is he going to try and have a go at Mikey G?
Right, Wouter is going to just come across the line. He picked up another 3-second penalty. Surely that is going to disqualify him.
I'm so confused.
Got a 20-second penalty.
He's crossed the line. Chazza does take the win. Where does Mikey G end up? Mikey G does take P2. He beat Peas.
And like that, our reverse grid wildcard race is over. Mikey G second on the podium. Peas third. Wouter with a 20-second penalty as he crossed the line. I didn't even know that was a thing. Every day is a school day. And driver of the day, I think, can undoubtedly go to Ramsell, and I'm sure Diggle is in full agreement with me there.
100%. Yeah, I believe it was a top 10 finish in the end as well for the driver after starting pole for the reverse grid, and he kept it clean. A bit of a wobble, I think, once or twice, but he gave it as hard as he got on some of the drivers. So definitely 100% behind that.
Yeah, and I'm still in shock of Wouter finishing the race with a drive through to serve, but then getting a 20-second penalty. I think that will be a difference between him finishing dead last and gaining a few more points from this race.
No, I think if he'd taken his drive through after the safety car had come in, that's a lot of time to make back in such a short amount of time.
To be fair, he hasn't gained a place because he's a DNF'd. So he's 12th and last. But never mind. Chazza, top step for Chazza for YouTube. And unbelievable that finish was. No penalties for Chazza, Mikey G or Xerxes. Congratulations on that, Xerxes, especially with the no assists. But Mikey G, second place. Peas in third. Xerxes, fourth. DJ in fifth. Droftas in sixth. Harin in seventh. Glock in eighth. And Ramsell, driver of the day, in ninth place. Energetics in 10th. Chewy in 11th. And finishing the classified runners, Wouter in 12th place. Then we had Keezer, Bannister, Tom Taylor, Sloth, Callum, and Ross is a twat, maybe. Which, unless he gives some supporting evidence otherwise, I'll apologise. But, that was unacceptable what we've seen early on in the race. But back to the winners, Chazza, Mikey G, Peas, and driver of the day.
I mean, I'm going to personally just give a shout out to Xerxes as well after such a back and forward race to finish P4, again with no assists. I know we bark on about it a lot, but it is tough to do that on this game consistently, and to get a result like that was well deserved.
Yeah. Right, we'll join us in a moment in the driver interview room where we'll be speaking with the race finishers. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the driver interview room. On your screen, we've got the YouTube car of the driver of the day, Ramsell. So whilst we look at that, I'll just quickly say it looks like Ross may not have actually been in control of his car. So all the times I called him a twat, I apologise for if that is the case. However, we will allow the stewards to decide that. But anyway, now back to the driver interviews. Let's go to our third place finisher, all the way down in third. We've got Peas. Peas, how was that race for you?
Fun, but the safety car in the end didn't help. But it was a fun race. But I don't think I'll be keeping third, realistically. But it was fun overall. It was nice going through the pack, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was just a fun race.
How did you feel doing the reverse grid without the qualifying? Do you normally have a good setting from qualifying to just find your feet, a few practice laps, and then into the race? How was it going straight into it?
I think I prefer it. It makes the ordeal quicker. It means I can get it done quicker and I can eat straight away. So I think I'd enjoy it if it was reverse grid for the rest of the season. So I think it makes the races more interesting as well. Because the order flipped quite a few times and then the safety cars changed. And it was like, eh. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I like it.
Oh, congratulations on third place. Diggle, anything to add in?
I mean, I still like the fact that getting over quicker so you can get food at the end of the race is a priority. I like that. Besides that, honestly, yeah, it looked like you were having fun out there this evening, to be honest, and it looked like you just missed out on trying to get ahead of Wuta there come the latter stages of the race. The coming out the pits as well, it looked like there were a few cars that got in the way, which ultimately looked like it may have changed the outcome on track. But nothing I can really add to what you've really said there, Bloom, but just congratulations on, as Bloom said, being all the way down in third place, but still in the room to chat to us.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But like I said, I don't think I'll keep it because I think Val will get his big pen that he got at the end removed because he got a BS drive-through. But still, I had fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that will, of course, be reviewed by the stewards. So any driver that feels appeased by any in-game decision or anything like that can be reviewed by the stewards and altered post-race. But yes, congratulations nevertheless on your podium finish for now.
Thank you.
So now let's go to our second place, Mikey G. Unbelievable drive from this driver. No penalties. And to finish second here is phenomenal for Mikey G. Congratulations. How was that for you?
Yeah, it's pretty good race. Like, obviously, the safety car made a massive difference. I was hoping for a late safety car. And then I decided, I did a race last week and I went in on lap, with 5 laps to go. And it was the wrong call. So when I come out today, I was like, no, I'm going for track position. And it was the right call in the end. And I just had to try and cling to Peas within the 6 seconds. And obviously, DJ had a bit of wing damage, so I could pull away in sector 1 from him. So and then obviously I just had to defend a little bit and then just try and keep with Peas. But it's quite lucky in the end, but a good one.
Yeah, it certainly did bring us some late race drama, and that you pretty much covered everything I was going to ask you about there. So congratulations. Diggle, anything to add?
Would you believe it or not, he covered everything I was thinking of asking as well. But to sound a bit like a broken record, it looked like you kept yourself kind of calm and composed while all the pandemonium and chaos was kind of going around. And it was interesting to know that you had kind of had that strategy in mind regarding the tyres come the end. And like you said, you had a bit of a buffer behind with DJ. But just congratulations on that, getting across into P2. Honestly, it was an absolutely stellar drive this evening.
Thank you, mate.
Yes, congratulations. And another new face in the driver interview room, but not too unfamiliar. Chazza taking the top step from this reverse grid race. And again, another driver, the second of only 3 to finish without penalties. Chazza, how was that race for you?
Well, I mean, I'm absolutely buzzing, to be fair. I think everything that I didn't expect happened. I had a great start, which I don't often have. I normally have really bad starts. I had no penalties, which, I mean, around Canada is, safe to say, that's pretty impressive. And yeah, no, I just drove around my own. It was good. It was good getting through the field, to starting low from behind. It's a good idea. I'm not normally good going through the field. I'm normally quite slow working my way through the pack, but I seem to manage it okay today, and got a surprise victory in my opinion.
Well, it did look very calm and composed from yourself, and yeah, phenomenal drive, really. And again, you say surprise, but to do Canada with no penalties is absolutely massive. So don't take any of that away from what you've achieved here today.
Yeah, no, a track like Canada getting through no penalties is it's a massive bonus. Because and I done well for the first half to keep one piece behind me. I was kind of forcing them to make moves as I was working through the pack. They were just following me around. And obviously, as the race grew on, they grew more into it, got more pace, and ended up pulling away. But yeah, the no penalty factor definitely came into play and gave me the win.
Yes, no, congratulations. First win for Repsol. So congratulations on taking that away. Diggle, anything to add?
Well, to kind of repeat, I just want to start with congratulations on the win this evening. You say it was a surprise win. I mean, I don't think anyone could have predicted what was going to happen throughout that race from start to finish with the several safety cars. I was just curious when you were going through the pack and you mentioned like you actually enjoyed that and didn't find as much of a struggle as you might have done. With the strategy going in on the tyre calls, was that something that you were kind of locked into, or was anything kind of decided on the fly with everyone around you?
I think I had a one-stop strategy. Obviously, before the race happened, obviously didn't know how many safety cars there was going to be. Obviously, we had multiple. So obviously, that changed the strategy up a bit. And I think especially the late one as well. I think that kind of helped me as well. Bringing me closer with P because they were getting closer and closer to breaking out with me with the penalty gap. So. Yeah, no, having again no penalties. I mean, it really did come into play today. Yeah, the strategy obviously was changed a bit due to the safety cars, but I don't think it changed much.
No, well, either way, again, to sound like a parrot, congratulations on the race this evening, even, and again, P1 at Canada, just congratulations.
Yeah, no, cheers.
Congratulations again. But moving now to our driver of the day. Keep your name out your mouth. We have the chiropractor himself, Ramsel. Unbelievable start to that race. Starting pole, first of all, congratulations on that. And the holding off everybody for as long as you did was phenomenal to watch. How was that for you?
I'm not going to lie, I was shitting it. I had to have a few cans of the strong stuff before I started because I was like, we're gonna have everyone coming behind me, and I think after the first safety car, I had like Wooter, Pease, Chazza, everyone behind me. I was like, "Oh, you're joking!" I was like, "I can't be dealing with this." And then it was alright. I didn't expect to be driver of the day. I was just, thanks for having me and thanks for the votes.
No, it was phenomenal. Again, like you say, the pressure from Pease and Wooter would have been immense, let alone the fact, knowing starting at the front, that we're probably going to be watching you.
Yeah. No. I knew I had Tom second, and I was like, I didn't want to fight him too hard. I knew he was quick. He's quick, and I mean, I wasn't going to fight him too hard. I thought if I had a good start, I would have held him off. But once he got round the outside, he had the inside on turn 2. And I was like, there's no point in fighting it. I'll lose too much time. I mean, I had a few other cars, but then I had a whole team of Sega behind me as well, didn't I?
Yeah.
But it went well until I had Steve, Xerxes. Me and him had a little battle going on. I had no pens up until he caught me and took me, and then I was right up his arse, and I used my bad luck charm. And that's it. I got 6 extra pens behind him in like 2 laps. I'm going to put that in.
Admin calls me penalties.
That's it. That's it. No, but the reverse grids, I mean, obviously it worked out quite well for me being on pole, but I thought I had more fun doing that, fighting against the top guys, than starting at the back and just being left behind. You know what I mean? It was a good experience racing against them guys.
Yeah, no, congratulations. It was absolutely fantastic to watch, to see that, you know, as you say, the pressure from these big guns really didn't affect your composure, because you seemed to still be in control of the car throughout. And yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you. Cheers,
Diggle,
guys.
anything to add?
I mean, you mentioned about affecting his composure. I just want to say the Formula 4 Racing League do not condone the pre-race preparations that partook Bar Ramsel this evening.
What, drinking cans of Fanta?
Confidence drinks.
We'll call it Ribena.
Right,
Ribena, okay.
I don't think I've ever had
Other
a can
juices
of Ribena.
are available. Yeah. But just to kind of like go again over what Bloom said, like just congratulations, honestly, this evening, starting first with all of those guys behind you to keep the composure and just keep your head down and trying to crack on what you needed to do. It looked like you were picking your fights when you needed to. I saw you coming back at some of these guys some of the guys Glock at one point with the DRS. You didn't want to let them get away too much. Overall, just well done and a well-deserved on the driver of the day.
Cheers. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
No,
I'm looking forward to watching it back.
Yes. Congratulations again. Next week we will have we'll have another wildcard race. I will untie my tongue at some point. We will be doing Monza with the box. So we've got the mandatory 2-stop for the Italian Grand Prix. So join us then. This has been the Canadian Reverse Grid. Next Reverse Grid will be the final race at Imola. So more to watch out for here at Formula 4 Season 5. So from Diggle and I, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Thank you.